Hello everyone, my name's Andy. Thank you so much for joining me for today's story. Now before I start, let me introduce you to my two friends. This is Mr. Diggles and this is Patches. Today's story is called A Little Red House with a Star Inside. Not too far away from where I live, on a farm lives a little boy and a little girl named Jack and Mary. Jack and Mary are both 7 years old. That's right, you guessed it. They are twins. Not identical twins. You see, Jack has blonde hair and blue eyes, and Mary has long brown hair and green eyes. Now Jack and Mary had a problem. They were sitting in their bedroom looking out of the window across the farm at all the animals and all the fields where Jack and Mary's dad would work with his tractor. And the problem they had was that the next day was their mum's birthday. "I don't know what we're going to do," said Jack. "I know," said Mary. "We still haven't bought Mum anything for her birthday." "We need a plan," said Jack. "I know," said Mary. "Why don't we go and ask Dad? He will certainly know what we should get Mum." "Great idea," said Jack. So Jack and Mary got up and they went downstairs to find Dad. They found him in the kitchen, and when they walked in they were looking around to make sure that Mum was nowhere in sight. They certainly did not want Mum listening in on any of their cunning plans. "Dad?" "Oh, yes, hi Jack. Oh, hello Mary. What can I do to help you?" "Well, Dad, you see, we haven't really got Mum anything for her birthday and we need your help." "Yes, Dad," said Mary. "Please can you help us? Tell us what you think we should get Mum for her birthday." Thought Dad. "Ooh, I've got a great idea. Why don't the two of you go outside and look for a red house with a star inside?" "Look for a red house with a star inside?" asked Jack and Mary together. "Where are we going to find that?" asked Mary. "Well," said Dad with a big grin, "that's for the two of you to figure out. Now I must go. I need to go work in the fields." Dad got up, walked out the kitchen door, got into his tractor and rumbled off down into the fields. "Oh," thought Jack, "what are we going to do?" He looked at Mary. Mary looked back and then said, "Well, we better just get on with it. I'm sure if we go outside and look for it, we're bound to find it." So Jack and Mary put on their welly boots and off they went out into the farm. They walked out of their garden, through the garden gate and onto the path that goes in between the fields. And they came across a mummy horse and a baby horse. Now, you know what a mummy horse is called. That's right. It's called a mare. And you know what a baby horse is called? Absolutely correct. Well done. A foal. "Hello, children," said the mummy horse. "Oh, hello, Mrs. Mare," said Mary. "Yes, hello, Mrs. Mare," said Jack. "Where are the two of you off to?" said Mrs. Mare. "Well, it just so happens," said Jack and Mary, "that we are trying to find a present for my mum for her birthday." "Ah," said Mrs. Mare. "And what exactly are you looking for?" "Well, we're not exactly sure," said Jack and Mary. "All we were told by our dad was to look for a red house with a star inside." "A red house with a star inside. Not sure about that. So you don't know where we'd find that?" Mrs. Mare shook her head. "I tell you what, children, if you carry on down the path and you go through the gate and the fence and go into the field, you'll come across the sheep. Go and ask them." "Okay, thank you very much," said Jack. "Yes, thank you," said Mary. And off Jack and Mary went, continued down the path in between the fields, came to the gate, opened it up and walked into the fields. And they came across a mummy sheep, and a baby sheep. Now you know what a mummy sheep is called. Yeah, that's correct, a ewe. And a baby sheep? Of course, a lamb. Hello, Mrs. Ewe. Oh, bah! Hello, children. And where are the two of you off to? Well, said Mary, we're looking for a present for my mum for her birthday, and all our dad said to us was, look for a red house with a star inside. A red house with a star inside. Bah! I don't know where you'll find that. Oh, sighed Jack. I was hoping you would know. Bah! I tell you what, said Mrs. Ewe. If you go down into the orchards where all the fruit trees are growing, you will come across the pigs. Go and ask them. Ah, thank you, Jack. Thank you, said Jack. Yes, thank you, said Mary. And off Jack and Mary went down into the orchard. And there they came across a mummy pig and her baby pigs. Now, you know what a mummy pig is called? That's right, a sow. And you know what baby pigs are called as well, don't you? Absolutely, piglets. Hello, Mrs. Sow, said Jack. Oh, hello, children. And what can I do to help you? Well, said Mary, we're trying to find a present for our mum's birthday. And all our dad said was, look for a red house with a star inside. Ah, I think I can help you, said Mrs. Sow. Look up. And with that, Jack and Mary looked up. And there, hanging from one of the branches of the tree, was the most beautiful red apple. Jack and Mary jumped up and down trying to grab the apple, but it was too high up. So you know what Jack did? He climbed up the tree and he crawled along the branch and he picked the apple and he dropped it down, and Mary stood underneath and she caught it. Jack came back down and the two of them looked at this red apple in their hands. Is this the little red house? Doesn't look like much of a house to me. But it's getting dark now, said Jack. I think this is all we're going to be able to give Mum for her birthday. So they took the apple, they said thank you to Mrs. Sow and to all the piglets, they said goodbye, and off they went. And they got back home and they wrapped the apple up in some paper. And they wrote out a card and stuck it in an envelope and wrote in big letters Mum on the front of the card. And they put it aside for her birthday the next day. And the next day, Jack and Mary burst into their Mum and Dad's bedroom to give Mum her birthday present. And they handed Mum the present with the card. And she opened up the card and she laughed and she giggled. And then she opened up the present and she pulled out the apple. Oh, children, you got me a little red house. Jack and Mary looked at each other and smiled. But Mum, we're not too sure, because Dad said we should get you a little red house with a star inside. But we can't really see a star. Come with me, said Mum. And Mum and Jack and Mary went down into the kitchen. And Mum put the apple on the table and she took out a knife and she cut the apple right down the middle. And when she opened it up, right in the middle of each slice of apple were two lovely little stars. A star from Jack and a star from Mary. little red house with a star inside. I hope you liked that, boys and girls. Now, I'm going to do another story tomorrow. So, if you liked today's story, please click the thumb up. Yes, please do. And also tell your friends. Tell your friends to subscribe to Andy Cops. But before I go, I want to leave you with one more thing. I want you to put your hand out, just like that. Put your hand out, and I'm going to show you how amazing your brain is. Now, I'm going to give you something, and I'm going to put it in your hand. Right. Now look into your hand. What can you see? You're probably thinking, I can't see anything. Ah, you see, what I've just put inside your hand is a little seed. But you need a watering can. So pick up your watering can, make sure there's water in it, and pour it onto the seed. There you go. You can put the watering can back down. Now watch what happens. Do you see how the tree is starting to grow? And the stem is going up, and the branches are coming out, and the leaves are growing on the ends of the branches. And look there, hanging underneath one of the branches is a small little apple. Why don't you pick that apple and put it in your mouth? Oh, so sweet and so juicy. Now let me show you something else. You can go like this, and you can take the tree right back down, and you can take it into your hand, and you can go and give this to anybody you want to. You could give it to your mum or your dad, your brother or your sister, or to your friends. But don't worry if you think you may lose it. You could just put it there. Just put it there. And then whenever you need it, you can just grab it. You can put it in their hand and let it grow. And that's the beautiful thing about imagination. Our brains are absolutely incredible, amazing. That's all for today, boys and girls. I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.